granted.
Hello there, ECE peeps. I am back for another episode of Subscribe to ECE. For this video, we will be talking about logic gates. But first, let us know what logic gates are. Computers are composed of innumerable electronic components where some basically function as switches, which can be turned on or off depending on the purpose. These allow our computer to store information where each switch stores a single bit or unit of information. The on state is when the system stores 1 or the high value, whereas the off state is when the system stores 0 or the low value. These zeros and ones are the basic building blocks of a system called a binary, which is the fundamental language of computers. These binary digits aren't just stored, they are also processed, transforming inputs into outputs, enabling computers to perform various functions or operations. Logic gates play an essential role in these processes because they accept input and produce output according to a set of logical rules. When utilized properly, these can help in building more sophisticated systems. Now, let us have a look at the different types of logic gates. First is the NOT gate, which is represented graphically here. This is also known as the inverter because it basically produces an inverted version of the input as its output. If the input is 1, then the output will be 0. If the input is 0, then the output will be 1. As simple as that. We also have an AND gate, which is graphically represented as shown. It can also be represented by a dot sign and has the following Boolean expression. It takes at least two inputs, input A and input B, wherein if both are true, the output is also true or 1. Otherwise, the output is false. To make it clearer for you, let us construct a truth table. If A and B are 0, the output is also 0. If A is 1 and B is 0, the output will still be 0. If A is 0 and B is 1, the output will still be 0. And only if both inputs are 1s, then the output will be 1. We also have an OR gate which has a graphical representation as shown. It is represented by the plus sign and has the following Boolean expression. Constructing the truth table, if both inputs are 0, then the output will also be 0. If either of the inputs is 1, then the gate will output 1. And of course, if both inputs are 1, the output will still be 1. These logic gates can actually combine to perform more complex calculations. Let's try combining an AND gate with a NOT gate, which will give us NOT gate, which is represented by this symbol and has this Boolean expression. So as we know, for an AND gate, if both inputs are 0, then the output will still be 0. If this 0 enters a NOT gate, then it will be turned to a 1. If any of the inputs is 1, there will be no changes. However, if both inputs are 1, the output of the AND gate will be 1. The NOT gate will turn this to a 0. This indicates that a NOT gate is simply the opposite of an AND gate. Hence, the truth table will look like this, where the outputs of an AND gate are simply inverted. Of course, we also have a NOR gate, which takes the opposite of an OR gate. This has a Boolean expression of inverting the outputs of an OR gate. We will have this. If both inputs are 0, the NOR gate will output 1. For the rest of the cases, at least one input will be 1. Thus, the output, which is normally 1 for an OR gate, will be inverted to 0. We also have another set of special logic gates, which include exclusive OR gate or XOR gate. This is represented by an encircled plus sign, and the Boolean expression for this gate is shown. For this logic gate, a circuit will have a high input if one of its input is high, but not both of them. Logically, this is represented by A or B and not A and B. With this, the truth table will look like this. An output of 1 will only be obtained if only one of the inputs is 1. If the inputs are same, then the output will be 0. Of course, we also have an inverted version of this, which is the exclusive NOR or XNOR. This is represented by this symbol and this Boolean expression. It will give a low output if one of its inputs is high, but not both of them. With this, the truth table we have is simply the inverted version of the XOR gate. These logic gates serve as the main structural part of a digital system. Alone, we can say that each obeys a simple logical rule, but combining them creates limitless possibilities that enable computers to represent all of the data and all of the complex calculations. So those are just the basics of logic gates. I hope you have learned something, but for now, I must say goodbye. See you next episode!